I keep waiting for you to call. I'm thinking that I'm gonna need a miracle. Wasted again.
Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen. Welcome if you are new. I'm Cheryl. This is Table Full of Joy, and I am so excited to get to be back in the kitchen with you guys again today. Took a little bit of break this weekend, stepped away from YouTube. We had family in town. We have not seen in over a year, so it was great to get to have some time just to sit and relax and spend time with them. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law are snowbirds, and so they are not here very often. They actually don't even live here in town. They live in Southern Oregon, and so we don't get to see them very often, and they are getting ready to head out again in about a month. So they came to spend the weekend with us. Went to church with us yesterday. We just had a great time just catching up with them. And so I stepped away from the camera, stepped out of the, out of the whole thing and just spent time with them. And it was incredible. So because they were here over the weekend, I didn't get any prep done that I needed to get done this week for my husband's lunch, for my meals for this week and all the things. So I'm gonna bring you guys along today. We've got several things we need to get done in the kitchen. So we are prepped and ready to go for this week. I don't typically like doing this on Monday, but I didn't have a choice. We had family here and spending time with them was more important. So we need to get going on this. I'm trying something new for my husband's lunch this week. And so typically he does the same lunch every single day. I couldn't do that. I don't know about you guys, but I can't do that. I can't eat the same thing every single day. He doesn't get tired of it, but I get tired of making it. I get tired of doing the same thing all the time. So we're trying something new for him for his lunch today. He loves Asian food. He loves spice and heat and all the things. And so we're gonna make an Asian inspired lunch using our new bento containers that we picked up at Fred Meyer. They had these. Fred Meyer's our local Kroger store. These are the bentos that we just got from them. They normally are $14.99 and they were on sale for $7.99. Plus you get four times the fuel points. So I went ahead and grabbed these. We had some older ones, older containers. Wasn't crazy about them. So we grabbed these. I'm hoping that we like the way that these work for him. And so we're gonna do his lunches in these. We'll do his protein on this side and then all of the other things over here. I do have some little containers that I got off of Amazon. I'll see if I can leave a link in the description for you guys for those things that we'll just put in his lunch and he'll be able to put the dressing on his food. So we need to get chicken baked. That needs to go. Number one, get chicken in the oven. I went to Fred Meyer just to get a couple of things that I needed to make his lunch, a couple things to make a few things that I wanted. And whoops, there's my needles. I grabbed this. It was chicken for $8.36 on clearance. Why not? So that's what I grabbed. That's the chicken I'm going to use for his lunches this week. There should be 4 in this package. So we're just going to season this up, kind of an Asian style marinade on it. I'm going to put this in the oven, let it bake, and then we're going to proceed with that. Get his lunch going. We are going to make some, about a week or so ago, I posted a short of a copycat Jimmy Dean low carb or carb free breakfast sandwich that I made. It was incredible. I absolutely loved it. And I made only a small batch of those because I wasn't sure how the recipe was going to work out, if I was going to like it or not. So, and it's a recipe I made up. And so I loved them. They were incredible. I gave one to my best friend. She thought it was incredible. So I said, okay, I'm going to make another full batch this next week and have those on hand ready to go. The last thing we're gonna do is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. I watch, if you don't follow her, I'll leave a link in the description for her channel. But In the Kitchen with Mama Mel, I have followed Mel for a very long time and I just love, she is the sweetest lady ever. She just has a special place in my heart. She made a recipe that my grandmother used to make when I was a kid, tomato pie. I have not had a tomato pie in forever. So when she made one last night, I said, I'm gonna make one. But traditionally, tomato pie doesn't have meat in it. My husband, when I said there's no meat, he goes, no meat. And I said, well, we can put bacon in it. Let me see what I can find. So I found a recipe on Pinterest that we're gonna follow loosely that has bacon in it, and that's what we're gonna make. So friends, we have a lot to get done today, a lot to get done before he gets home. So let's get these things going. Let's get some chicken in the oven. Let's get our crust in the oven for our tomato pie. Let's get our noodles on to boil. We've got some water back here heating up. A lot of things to get going. So friends, let's get it done. All right, so we're gonna just make this marinade up as we go along. I kind of know the flavors that I wanna have in it, so we need to get this made. Need to get that chicken in the oven, get that baked. Need to get our pie. I am just using a store-bought refrigerated, I can't even talk, refrigerated pie crust. I got a 2-pack of these on clearance, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, something like that. There's a 2-pack for like $1.25 or $1.26 of the Pillsbury brand. I shove these in my freezer and I just thaw them out when I need them. And it's cheap, and when I need something really fast, these work great. So I was super thankful to have it. So we just need to get our pie crust in our pie pan, get this in the oven, and then let's get our marinade made for our chicken. Friends, let's make a little room on the deck. Let's clear the deck a little bit, make a little bit of room for what we need to do. We've got our pie shell here. We need to get this rolled out. Hopefully it's gonna roll out okay for us. Sometimes when you freeze these refrigerated pie crusts, they don't always work real well when you're trying to unroll them. They want to crack. And so, but it doesn't look like that's happening today. This is super good. Yay. All right, so let's get this dropped. You want to make sure that you're dropping this all the way down in your pie pan. Don't leave any gap up against the pie pan, because if you do, you're going to lose your top up here. So, all right, so we're just going to take our top. We're going to kind of fold it down a little bit. My grandmother always did the finger pinch. That was her way of decorating a pie crust. That's how I do it. Just super easy, super quick. I don't have time today to do a super decorative pie crust. It's just not on the schedule today, friends. We need to get too many things done today, so we are not going to do that. We are going to just roll this down, give ourselves a good top up here, and then we're going to get this pinched. We're going to need to dock this. If you're not sure what that is, when you dock a pie crust, that means that you're poking some holes in this so that it will not puff up, because we do not want our pie crust puffing up in the middle. We want it to stay nice and flat in the pie pan itself. This is the way my grandmother taught me to. How do you guys decorate your pie shells? You guys do the whole finger pinch thing like I'm doing, or do you guys do something else a little more special, a little more decorative? But that's what I do for mine. We're going to just put some holes in this, just like that. All right, this is going to go in the oven. We need to get our tomatoes sliced and on some paper towel. Our water back here is boiling for our rice noodles. I'm going to drop those in real fast. All right, let's get our tomatoes sliced up and put on some paper towel. So we're doing this so that our tomatoes will give off all of their juice. We don't want to have a fan in my window that keeps blowing my paper towel. I'm just going to set that there for now. So it says you need 4 or 5 tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and slice 5 just to be on the safe side. If I don't end up needing all of them, then my husband will be thrilled and he will eat them anyway. So there's 4, there's 5. All right, so let's go ahead and get these sliced. You don't want these thin, and we don't want the ends, so we're going to put those aside. You want a fairly decent size, thick slice of tomato. So typically tomato pie is supposed to be made with garden fresh tomatoes. Well, friends, I don't have time for a garden this year. I really don't. So I am just using some beautiful vine ripened tomatoes from our grocery store, and it's going to be fine. It's just what is happening right now. Life was just too crazy this summer, and there was just no time to do a garden. So we're just going to get these all sliced. We're going to get these put on our paper towel so they can just start giving off all of their juice. Put one over here because my paper towel keeps blowing. We are still having some pretty high heat around here. We're under fire watch again, which always makes me nervous. couple of years ago, we were under fire watch, and we actually got to level 2 evacuation, and that was quite scary for me. I've never really been through something like that before, so it was pretty scary for me to you know, try to have a bag packed and have it ready to go. And it was just, yeah, it was something that I don't ever want to have to go through again, I can tell you that much. We've had a lot of fires around here already lately this year, which has not been very good. We've had just, you know, fire started by cigarettes and all kinds of things. And so it's just been a little bit unnerving sometimes, but we are just trying to think positive and move forward. All right, so this is the last tomato. We're just gonna do whatever we have to make some room, get all of these tomatoes on here. So everybody has a little bit of paper towel room so that it can draw out the moisture, just like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get our salt and our sugar. So the sugar is going to help take out some of the tartness of the tomatoes. Tomatoes can be really, really acidic. That's why when you make tomato sauce or pasta sauce, stuff like that, you put sugar on in the tomatoes just so that it takes a little bit of that acid out. Now we're going to put a little bit of our Redmond's real salt on our tomatoes. Get everybody nice and salty. Good flavor. We're going to grab another paper towel, put that over the top of it. We're going to set these aside for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, just like that. We're going to push down. We want those tomatoes to give off all of their juice, or as much juice as we possibly can. Let's get our chicken marinade mixed up real quick so we can get our chicken in the oven. We're gonna put a little bit of sesame oil in here. I'm just eyeballing this. Whatever flavors I want to put in here. Let's put in a little bit of some dried ginger. I love dried ginger in Asian type things. We are putting a peanut sauce in his lunch for his dressing, or his sauce on his lunch. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this and I'm going to add this to the marinade, because this is going to add another layer of flavor that's really going to help blend everything together. So let's put a little bit of this in here, like that. We're going to put in the juice of half a lime. I'm going to get my juice like that. That was a nice juicy lime. That doesn't happen very often. Lately they've all been super, super dry. And we're going to put in a little bit of soy sauce. All right, let's give this a whisk. Let's give it a taste. That is really tasty. And this is gonna go in the oven. 350 where we're cooking our pie crust is gonna be just fine. So we're just gonna put all this chicken. That was a pretty good price, $8 for this chicken, and it's already cut into the thin strips that I like. I'm gonna take this sauce. We're gonna just kind of pour this over the top. And then I'm gonna take my hand and just kind of roll this chicken. My hand's already kind of yucky anyway with the chicken. So before I go wash my hands, we're gonna just use our hands and we're gonna roll this chicken around in this sauce. Make sure we get it all nice and coated, get everybody lots and lots of flavor. Just like that. Now this is gonna go in the oven 350 until it's done. And our pie shell is ready to go. We're gonna let this cool just a little bit before we try to put our tomatoes and all of our filling in there. So we're gonna set this aside, let it cool down a little bit, and we'll finish on that. We've got our chicken in the oven. I just realized that my camera had a malfunction and you guys didn't get to see the dressing, but I will go through that dressing with you guys when we pull the chicken out. And so we're gonna move forward with everything else. So we're gonna just prep his yogurt. I've only got 3 containers. He's got 1 in his lunch today, so I'll do that one later. We're just gonna put some strawberries, blueberries, and some blackberries on his yogurt. So he will have these for his morning, kind of does like a morning snack kind of thing. He likes to have, this is just a plain non-fat Greek yogurt. All right, friends, having some camera issues today. It keeps wanting to stop on me while I'm trying to film, so you guys missed the end of the yogurts, but it was basically just the 3 berries with just a non-fat plain Greek yogurt in those little containers. Our chicken just came out of the oven. We're gonna get our little bento boxes put together for my husband's lunch so that those are ready for the week. Got 4 containers in here for the last 4 days of this week. And then that's gonna be done. We're gonna do our pie. We're gonna get that in the oven, and we need to get our breakfast sandwiches made. So we still have a lot to do, friends, so let's get going. All right, so for these boxes, we're gonna put a little bit of our rice noodles kind of off to one side. We're gonna put in some of our bell peppers, just like that. I'm gonna do the containers exactly the same for each one. We're gonna put in a little bit of carrot down here. We've got a bag of coleslaw, and that's what I'm gonna use to add the bulk of the veggies to this. Just gonna rip a little hole in it and get some cabbage out. Cabbage goes super well with all kinds of Asian kinds of things. So we're gonna put in a pile of cabbage right there. Hubby is gonna love this. He's gonna be super excited. Got my little containers right here. We're gonna put some of our peanut sauce in these. Just like that. I'm gonna put a lime wedge in one corner. I got some dry roasted low sodium peanuts. We didn't want a lot of salt on this because everything that's in that chicken has got a lot of salt on it, the soy sauce and all that stuff. This peanut sauce has got quite a bit of salt in it, and so we just kind of went with a little bit less sodium on the peanuts. We're gonna put those in. These are gonna add some extra protein, some extra crunch. Just put them over here in the corner, just like that. My husband loves hot peppers, and so I cut up a red jalapeno for him, and he can mix that into his lunch when he wants to. Put his little container right over here. Got his chicken. Just gonna get them all filled so I can just go assembly line. All right, so we've got in our bento boxes here, we've got our rice noodles, our peanuts, our cabbage, which basically is coleslaw, some carrots, red jalapenos, peanut sauce, fresh lime. We're gonna put some fresh green onions right here in these. These are gonna be some beautiful, and I'm sure he's got little containers at work or kind of plates that I'm sure he's gonna dump this whole thing out on and eat it that way versus having it frozen. So he's got his green onions here. Let's get our chicken put on here real quick. Got some beautiful chicken breasts. We're just gonna slice these and stack the chicken right inside this corner pocket over here. Just like that. Now we're good. All right, now we got lids on nice and tight. So the rest of these, we're just gonna move the dressing over a little bit, maybe tuck some of the cabbage behind it so it's got room to move. We'll get the lids on these. All right, friends, just like that, we've got 4 delicious Thai lunches ready for my husband for this week. This is gonna be super easy in the morning. All I have to do is grab his bento box, grab his yogurt out of there. We're gonna have to put this stuff in his lunchbox and it's ready to go. Super easy in the morning. So we're gonna move forward with our breakfast sandwiches, our low carb ones. They're basically no carb because there is no bread. It's just eggs, meat, and cheese, and that's it. So I've got 6 sausage patties. These are just from Kroger. They're just a plain old pork breakfast sausage patty. I'm gonna put those, using my towels, I'm gonna put those in the oven. We're gonna get our egg mixture mixed up. We're gonna cook it in our pan. So this pan came with my cookware that I got last year, but not everybody has a pan like this. You don't need to have a pan like this. You can make these in a muffin pan, just don't fill it quite so full, so you end up with a really thin piece of egg. You could do these with a cookie cutter or a muffin, or not a muffin, but a biscuit cutter. You could do one of those in a pan and just pour your egg mixture in there and cook it that way. There's a number of different ways you can do it, but if you want to buy an egg cooker like this, an egg pan, I will find one and link it in the description for you guys for Amazon. Amazon Prime is tomorrow, so don't forget about that. If you're looking to buy something, tomorrow's the day to do it. Amazon Prime starts, but for right now, we're gonna get our egg mixture done because we need to get these done, friends. I need to get that tomato pie in the oven before my husband gets home because it needs to bake for a little bit. All right, so I have my mixing bowl and we're just gonna put in our eggs, and I think I'm gonna do about 8 eggs, and I think that will get us close to what we need because I have 6 pieces of sausage in there. We need 2 of the eggs, the egg pieces. We need 2 of each of those to make our low carb breakfast sandwich. I am not doing a low carb diet. I am just trying to watch the carbs that I'm eating. I'm trying to be a little bit better. So I'm not doing low carb, I'm not doing keto. Let's get our breakfast sandwiches mixed up and ready to go. I just pulled our sausage out of the oven. It is nice and done, ready for us to just put it between these 2 pieces of egg once we get them cooked. So let's get that done. So we've got our 8 eggs. Let's get these berries out of the way. Got our 8 eggs right here. We're gonna put in some cottage cheese. This is a funny ingredient, but let me tell you, friends, it is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and use what's left of this container. And I might need a little bit from this new container. I just happened to find the container of this on clearance, which I was super excited about. As you guys know, I'm big into looking for clearance stuff when I go in the grocery store. With the price of groceries, you really have to save where you can. All right, let's put a little bit of this in here. I think that's going to be enough cottage cheese for all of these eggs. We have 8 in here. Put the lid back on this. So we're going to put a little onion powder in. I love onion powder in with eggs. The other thing I'm going to put in that I love with eggs is dill. I'm going to put in some dill in these, just like that. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper. Just like that. I'm gonna grab some cheese out of the refrigerator because I want to mix a little bit of grated cheese into these eggs with the cottage cheese. We want to get this all mixed up. Don't be afraid of the cottage cheese and the eggs, friends. I'm telling you, it is amazing. High in protein, really great flavor. It keeps the eggs nice and tender, which is going to make them incredible. however you pronounce this. I have the hardest time pronouncing that cheese, but that's what we're putting in here. I have it left over from this weekend from a couple of recipes that I did. So we might as well use it because it is incredible. And then we're gonna put whatever kind of cheese I have is what we're gonna put in between the two pieces. I might have some Havarti, I might have some provolone, I might have some Munster. I'm not really sure what I've got in there, but that's what I'm gonna use, is just whatever sliced cheese I have in my refrigerator, that's what I'm gonna use in these. It is the best with Gouda. That is my favorite. I love Gouda and eggs together, but I don't know that I have any sliced Gouda in there, and I wasn't gonna buy any more sliced cheese because I have so much of it right now in my refrigerator, so I was not going to get a whole bunch more until we go through what we have in our fridge. So I'm just trying to use up a lot of things that I have already. We're gonna move our sausage down here so we can move our eggs up. We're gonna turn our burner on about medium. We're gonna put a little bit of butter. You can use oil, you can use avocado oil, you can use whatever you want. I just like to use butter with eggs, so that's what I'm doing. All right, our butter is melted. We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit in our pan. Like I said, we're not doing a whole bunch in these. We want these to be nice and small so that we can make them more like a breakfast sandwich. So we're gonna put, I'm gonna say it's pretty close to 1/4 cup is what it looks like, or just shy of 1/4 cup in each one of these. See a big clump of cheese that didn't get mixed in. All right, let's pour that in. All right, we're gonna let these cook. And as soon as they start to set, we're gonna kind of pull them from the edges, and then we're gonna flip them over, and we're gonna put these on a piece of parchment paper and just let them hang out until everything is done, and then we'll assemble our sandwiches. You can see that they're starting to set up right here around the edges. Still a little bit runny, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and try to flip these just like that. You wanna go nice and slow, nice and easy with these. Don't rush it. If they're not ready and they act like they're starting to come apart, then just go ahead and leave them alone, let them finish. Because if you try to get too crazy with them, they're gonna fall apart. And so we just need to be gentle, very careful. You can see I have some nice golden brown color on these. This one needs just a couple minutes more right over here. So we're gonna get these cooked, and friends, as soon as we get these done, we'll come back and we'll assemble them all. All right, while our eggs are cooking over here, we're gonna get started on our tomato pie, because we need to get this in the oven, friends. My husband's gonna be home soon, and I'm not gonna have anything ready for him to eat, so that's not gonna be good. So let's get this done. Here is our pie shell. And this recipe that I'm using, I just noticed that it calls for Dijon mustard, and I don't have any in my house for some reason, but it's fine. We're just gonna omit that. If you have it and you wanna follow this recipe, go for it. Sure, it's gonna add some extra flavor, but I just realized I don't have any in my house, and which is surprising, but I don't. So we're just gonna get this put together the way that we can with the recipe, just the way the recipe says, with what we have on hand, and so let's get it done. All right, so before we do this, let's get our mixture made up here. So we need 1 cup of mayonnaise. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I think I can kind of eyeball a cup of mayo. That looks about right to me. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put in, as I'm still gonna use some of this cheese we just put in our eggs because I have it. So I think it's gonna be incredible with the tomatoes. So we're gonna put this in here. We also are gonna put some sharp cheddar cheese because that's what the recipe calls for. I'm gonna put in a little bit of our cheddar cheese. Now it calls to put the green onions on top, like to layer the green onions on top of the sliced tomatoes. I am just gonna mix it in because I don't see any purpose in putting it on top of the tomatoes. It's just gonna get, you know, kind of melted all in there anyway. So I am literally going to mix the bacon and the green onions I am going to put a little bit of onion powder in this, because why not? I'm going to flip my eggs over here real quick. I can hear them kind of sizzling. Look at those, friends. Are those not beautiful? All right, let's move forward with this. We're going to put a little bit of salt, not because we've already got salt on our tomatoes, and we've already got salt in the cheese, and we've got salt in the bacon. We got salt in all the things. So we're not going to go super crazy with that. So let's get some pepper on here. All right, let's go ahead and get our green onions put in. If I can get the container, another one of my clearance finds. Found some already chopped up green onions for $1.62 on the clearance thing at Kroger. I was super excited about that because that meant I didn't have to chop them. So we're just going to drop those in there. We take our bacon, we're going to just cut this up and drop it right into our bowl, mix this in with everything. Hopefully this video is not too choppy, friends. I have had just horrible trouble tonight with my camera. It's just not working like it should. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm trying to at least get a video out for you guys. So we'll see what happens. I think this bacon is going to be incredible in this. Like I said, I have not had tomato pie since I was a kid, and it is so, so good. All right, so we got our mayonnaise, our cheese, our oven is hot, our bacon, our green onions, and we're just gonna mix this all up. It is gonna be more of a drier mix, and so you're gonna have to pack this on with your hands and spread it out, but it will melt. Everything will melt together, and it will just melt on top of the tomatoes, and it's just gonna be incredible. I can't wait to eat this. All right, just like that. It's all mixed. Let's grab our tomatoes. We had sitting over there with a paper towel, just kind of soaking up all of that juice. So we're gonna put a layer of tomatoes in the bottom of our pan. Just like that. So we're going to take half of this, because we're doing this in 2 layers. So we're going to take half of this, just use our hands and just kind of spread or drop it in here by dollops kind of. And then we're going to come in with our hands and we're going to spread it out. So we just want to just kind of pack it on top of the tomatoes. Get a little bit more. I want to have nice, good layers, lots and lots of cheese. Lots and lots of filling. Make sure everything has some good stuff on it. Let's go ahead and put another layer of tomatoes. Trying to get lots of tomato on this. So I might have to overlap just a tad bit, but that's gonna be okay. Let's do this tomato right there. We're gonna take the rest of our mixture. We're gonna drop this right on here. Just like that. We're just gonna use our hands and just kind of spread it out, kind of pack it in there on top of those tomatoes. As I said, it's going to melt, so you don't have to get this perfect. You just want to make sure that you've got some of all of your filling all over everything, so that as it melts into the tomatoes. So this is not something that you're going to serve piping hot. That's why it's good for brunches. It's good for all those things. So we're not going to worry about having this piping hot when hubby gets home. I grabbed a Caesar salad bag Caesar salad kit at the store. That's what I'm going to serve with this tonight. I think that's going to be amazing. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. We're going to go ahead and put this in the oven. Look at all that flavor, friends. we're gonna go ahead and make our sandwiches now. This is what our eggs look like. They're just really thin, nice and light. So we have enough here to do 8 breakfast sandwiches. I've got 8, or no, I have 6. I guess I'll have to cook some more sausage, which is not a big deal. I have more in the freezer. So we'll just do 6 of them for right now, and I'll do the last 2 later. But we've got those. So as I said, you can put whatever kind of cheese you want. I do have some Gouda, which is my absolute favorite on eggs. Looks like I've got 3 slices, so I can do 3 of these with Gouda. And how I do these is I take the cheese and I break it up into 4 pieces and I stack it on here. Otherwise it's gonna hang off and it's just gonna melt all over the place, and you don't want that. You want the cheese to stay inside the sandwich. So just like that, we just put our tops on. Got one more to do with Gouda, just like that. All right, let's do some Havarti. It's like I got 1 piece of Havarti. This is what we're using up things, friends, or in the fridge that need to be used up. So just like that, there's our Havarti. And we've got some Munster. We've got 2 sandwiches we can do with Munster right now, and I'll cook 2 more pieces of sausage, and that will finish off this. So we'll have 1 with Havarti, we'll have 3 with Gouda, and we'll have 4 with Munster cheese. And like I said, friends, it's whatever kind of cheese you like. Do you. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about cooking in your own kitchen, is you get to do what you like, what you want to eat. You don't have to satisfy anybody but yourself. Well, I guess if you have family, you have to satisfy them. But my hubby, thankfully, is not picky. If it's liver, then we have a problem. He is not a liver fan, which I am not either. I don't eat any of that stuff, so I don't even eat game meat. It's not my favorite thing. So there is our sandwiches. We've got 2 more that we'll do. We'll cook some more sausage. Our oven is still hot, so we can throw 2 more pieces in there without a problem. We'll get these finished up while our tomato pie is baking. All right, friends, here's all of our breakfast sandwiches. Got them finished up. We're gonna get these wrapped in some saran wrap, and then I'm gonna put them in some Ziploc bags. Our tomato pie just came out of the oven. I'm telling you, friends, cannot wait to eat that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it smells absolutely incredible. It needs to cool though before I can cut it. As much as I hate to say that, it needs to, because if I try to cut it now, all that stuff is just gonna run everywhere. So let's get these wrapped. Maybe this will cool just enough that I can cut just a little sliver and we can taste it. But we need to get these in the fridge so they are ready for quick breakfast this week for me. I grabbed a marker because as I wrap these in saran wrap, I want to be able to write on the saran wrap what cheese they have in them, so that way it's easily identifiable, because I want to be able to see the difference between these. So this one right here is the only breakfast sandwich with Havarti. Everything else has other cheeses. So we're just going to put an H on this, and I'm going to know that this is Havarti just by that H that's on there. These were Gouda, these were Munster. So obviously we're just going to put a G on these and an M on those, and I'll remember that we had Munster and we had Gouda. So let's get these wrapped up, because friends, I am tired. We got a lot of things done, and in the middle of having issues with my camera just giving me absolute fits this entire time. I'm thankful that I was able to at least get this video done. Not sure how it's going to piece together, but we will see once I get it edited and put together. Hopefully you guys will show me a little bit of grace if it isn't perfect. I don't know what the deal was today, but it was just giving me absolute problems, and I don't know what to tell you. I'm just thankful we got the video done. I'm thankful that we got all of these things prepped and ready to go. My husband's Asian noodle things are in the fridge. I did not want to pull all of the stuff out again because it is very hot here, and I'm trying to keep things as cool as I possibly can. So I did not pull them back out. So this was a Munster, so we're just going to put an M. And that's going to be fine. Just like that. Let's wrap our 4 Gouda. And then these are just going to go into Ziploc bags. I am going to bring 2 of these Gouda breakfast sandwiches to my bestie at church tomorrow for her and her husband. She absolutely loved these sandwiches. So I want to make sure that I share with her. What did I just do with my pen, friends? I'll find it in a second. Let's just get these wrapped. I set it down somewhere. I've got too many things out here on my counter. But I'm telling you, friends, if you've never made breakfast sandwiches like this without all of the bread and everything, oh my goodness, they are so good. And that cottage cheese inside the egg mixture is incredible. It just adds so much. My fan is on and causing problems. It adds so much moisture to the eggs themselves, and it just makes such a delicious little breakfast sandwich. I absolutely love it. All right, let's wrap one last one. Then we will check our tomato pie. We'll see if it is even remotely cool enough that we can pull just a little piece out of it. Maybe just cut just a sliver so we can give it a quick taste. But this is all done. G for Gouda. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in Ziploc bags. I'm gonna just put I'm gonna put the 2 Gouda ones that are going to my sweet friend Shelly tomorrow. I'm gonna put those in one bag so that I can just bring this bag with me to church in the morning. She will be there working hard on VBS, and I'm sure she will be ecstatic to have a couple of breakfast sandwiches for her and her hubby. All right, so there is the 2 Gouda and the 1 Havarti left. And here is the 3 with Munster cheese on them. Just like that, friends. Wow. Let's see if we can just maybe get a little piece. May not be the prettiest piece of pie because it is still very, very warm, and this pie really does need to set up before you cut into it. But you know what, friends? I can't wait. I need to taste this. I have not had tomato pie in a very long time. See, I told you, it's too warm. It's too warm, but you know what? We're gonna do it anyway. We're committed. Friends, we are committed to doing this now. So we are going to just get the rest of this out. We'll let the rest of this cool till hubby gets home. He will be excited to try this. He has never had tomato pie. But friends, here it is. It's not beautiful right now because, like I said, it's too hot. It really has to cool a little bit before you try to cut into it because the cheese is still just super, super gooey. But you know what? We're going in, friends. I gotta have a bite of this. Oh my gosh, friends. My childhood. Oh, wow. Friends, make this. I will leave the recipe that I loosely followed in the description box for this tomato pie. I'll also leave a link in the description box for Mama Mel for her video she did yesterday where she made tomato pie. Feel free to try either one of those or both of them. Just make them because they're incredible. All you need to have with this is a nice green salad if you want to, or just some fruit, or just have it by itself. Nothing says you have to have something with it. I'm just pairing it with the salad because that's the way we always ate it when I was a kid. Sorry, friends, I gotta have one more bite. Oh my word. Oh my gosh. Friends, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Go make this. Make it. As soon as you finish watching this video, if you don't have these things, go to the store. Go get the things, make this. Let me know in the comments when you guys make it. Let me know how you like it. Friends, if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button up there, because we have got some incredible videos coming out for you, some great recipes. I'm getting ready to start a series on hot weather meals, things that you don't have to heat up your house to cook. So don't miss those. Those are coming out very soon. We've got so much fun stuff for you guys coming up over the next couple of weeks as we are in the middle of summer and we start to finish summer off. Excited for fall. I've got a huge plan for fall and I cannot wait for fall to get here so I can bring you guys along with all the fun things for fall. But for now, friends, go make this tomato pie. Please go make this tomato pie. Go make these breakfast sandwiches. They are the best. You can put bread on them if you want to. You don't have to double these up like I did. You can just take one of those, a piece of cheese and your sausage, and put that between 2 English muffins or a biscuit or whatever you want. I just am trying to do a little bit less carbs if I can. Wherever I can cut them out, I'm trying to make some better choices. You know how that goes. So, friends, thank you guys so much for joining me in my kitchen and hanging out with me as I got a few things done that I didn't get done over the weekend, prepping my hubby's lunch and those things, getting some breakfast things ready to go, making a delicious recipe that I haven't had since I was a kid, getting to taste something from my childhood that just is bringing all those memories back of my Grammy's kitchen. So, friends, it means so much to me that you guys take time out of your day to come and spend time with me, see what I'm doing. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. You mean so much to me. You're all such a blessing to me. I hope you'll come back. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button up, hit that notification bell so you're notified so you don't miss out on any of the fun that we're doing around here, because we've got some fun stuff coming up, friends. And guys, we'll talk to you guys in the comments. Have a great day and God bless. One more bite just for you guys. One more bite. Okay, let's get a good one. Oh, look at that right there. Look at, there's the tomato, there's the bacon, there's the cheese, a little bit of green onion down there. Bye, guys.
I keep waiting for you to call. I'm thinking that I'm gonna need